Am I the asshole for pressing charges? My cousin turned 18 recently. She's in high school. She doesn't have a car, and during her birthday weekend, thought her parents were going to buy her one. They didn't get her one and she was pretty upset. I should note that I'm not very close with my cousin. Or the rest of my extended family for that matter. I only heard about this through the grapevine from my dad. Anyway, my cousin texts me on the Friday before her birthday asking if she can take my car, I just leased a new Ford Escape, to the mall and then for an out-of-town road trip with her friends over the weekend. I tell her no. She begs and pleads with me. I tell her no again. My car is for me to drive and for me only. If she wants her own car she can save up and buy one. She calls me a bitch and says that I ruined her birthday and that she's embarrassed because her friends think she got a car for her birthday and she doesn't have one. I don't respond to her and think nothing of it. The weekend comes and I sleep in very late on that Saturday, waking up at 1 p.m. Don't judge lol. Even though my car is parked in my driveway and my gate is closed, I come to realize that someone egged and TP'd my car. With many, many eggs and 5 to 6 rolls of TP. And since the weather was warm outside, the raw egg baked into my car, along with the dried up toilet paper, destroying the paint. Since I have security cameras around my house, I decide to go back and watch. At around 9:30ish that morning, I see my cousin and a bunch of her stupid friends vandalizing my car. I'm surprised she didn't smash the windows and poke holes in the tires too. To save my post from the 3,000 character limit, I obviously pressed charges and my cousin is in legal trouble. Her and her parents are pissed off at me for pressing charges, her parents telling me that she's just a kid, and that she's been through a lot of emotional stress, doing virtual schooling for this past year and that I should take that into consideration, and that I should be ashamed of myself for pressing legal charges against my baby cousin, that I'm almost 30 and don't I remember what I was like at that age. I do remember, and I wasn't stupid enough to egg anyone's car, and can't she work something out with me like doing chores around my house for money if I drop the charges? That she's young, that she doesn't need a felony on her record, etc. And that it was just a prank. Right after I pressed charges, my cousin was calling and texting me over and over saying that this could have been avoided had I let her take my car. Am I the asshole in this situation? I need to add that my cousin already has a felony on her record, a DUI. She's not remorseful of anything. Also, my aunt and uncle will not pay me for the damages. They just want me to drop the charges and pay for everything myself like nothing happened. They are cheap. Not the asshole. Sure, you could have spoken with them first before pressing charges, but that last sentence was very telling. That she would text you and basically retroactively threaten you to let her take the car or she'd vandalize it says a lot about her character, and she'd probably have charges pressed against her at some point in the future anyway. Hopefully she learns a lesson to avoid that happening again. Also, chores around the house to make up for it. It's called community service ordered by the judge. Not the asshole. Please update us as well. I want to hear her suffering the consequences of her actions. Not the asshole. I was just a kid once and didn't egg anything. Also, ruined paint on a vehicle isn't something one works off with chores. It's something one gets a job and pays for with money. Not the asshole. Your cousin is a gaping asshole for blaming you, and her parents are assholes for enabling her BS. Press charges and make her pay for the damage. Not the asshole. She's 18 and is an adult. If she's going to act like that she can deal with the consequences. She lied to her friends, refused to accept no for an answer, trespassed and committed vandalism and property damage. And you are the asshole. I'm trying desperately to understand that leap. Anyone else? Not the asshole. She's not just a kid, she's old enough to understand action equals consequences. Not the asshole. She decided to do something criminal because you said no, and her parents are trying to enable her. Her excuse is, well, if you didn't say no I wouldn't have done it. No. You are not to blame for this. Not the asshole, and the fact that she's blaming you because you refused to lend her the car says that her parents have been running interference for her entitled behavior for too long. She's 18, she's a legal adult, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Not the asshole. And with how enabling her parents are, I am genuinely surprised they didn't get her a car. Not the asshole. For various reasons I know a lot of young soldiers. 18-year-olds are prepared to go to war. 18-year-olds can vote, drive, be parents, and own homes. 18 is not too young to be responsible for your own actions. For God's sake, she ruined a very expensive piece of property because she had a temper tantrum. Press charges, my friend. Not the asshole. Good on you for pressing charges so her and her parents will hopefully learn a lesson. The way it sounds, if you just tried to work something out with them, they'll probably guilt you to let her off the hook anyway. Better to have a third-party arbiter handle the situation for you. Not the asshole. She sounds like a spoiled brat. It's your car and she's not that experienced at driving. She pulled some baby crab because she couldn't get her own way. She should pay for the damages. Her parents can make excuses all they want, it's not your fault that she didn't get a car of her own. Not the asshole. I'm 15 and know not to go egg someone's car. It's ridiculous how young people are expected to be laid off the hook for committing a crime just because they are young. Not the asshole. You reap what you sow. She is an entitled bit and needs a shot across the bow. What did she think would happen? Could have been avoided had you loaned her your car. No insight, remorse, no apology. Well, hell no, bullshit to that. Since her parents have not taught her right from wrong and continue to support her appalling behavior, then obviously the courts need to intervene and teach her a little about cause and effect. Definitely not the asshole, and good on you for not giving in to their outrageous demands. I wouldn't have to hurt you if you didn't make me angry. What kind of bullshit is your cousin trying to pull there? You didn't make her vandalize your car. She chose to do that all by her grown-up self and she can face the grown-up consequences. Not the asshole. If she's irresponsible enough to do this, she clearly wasn't responsible enough to borrow the car in the first place. Not the asshole. To quote Reddit's favorite, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. You told her no, she vandalized your car and is now upset that she has to face the consequences. Especially since she's messaging you saying it could have been avoided had you let her take the car. It shows she absolutely needs to learn this lesson. I'd definitely take her to court and make her pay the damages. NTA in real life. But you are the asshole for posting a story where you're obviously not the asshole and don't believe you are either. If she didn't want another felony on her record, then she shouldn't have committed one. She already has a DUI on her record, which means that she didn't learn her lesson the first time. This is proof. You never once considered that anyone would call you the asshole. You just wanted to impress Reddit with a fun, Justice Boner story and get a round of applause. Not the asshole. You play dumb games, you get dumb prizes. She knew what she was doing was wrong when she did it. She's 18, an adult, at least legally. Your aunt and uncle have been covering for her and allowing her to be self-entitled, and the fact that she would do that to you shows it. Oh, talk to the police about the texts. They can likely be used as evidence of an admission of guilt. Will make the entire legal process much smoother and make the court case easier when you sue her for damages. Not the asshole. It's good you taught her a lesson that her family can't do. Not the asshole. It's very immature and petty of her to egg and TP your car just because she and her friends thought she got a car. She isn't entitled to borrowing your car because she had emotional stress this year. That's still your property and you have problems of your own as well. She should understand that. And she obviously doesn't know how much money you're going to cost to fix the paint. There are other ways she could have celebrated her birthday, like borrowing her parents' car or somebody else's. Not the asshole. She didn't even apologize after. She just said it wouldn't have happened if you had capitulated to what she wanted originally. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Not the asshole. She's a lot further from having a car now that she has to pay to fix yours. Not the asshole. However, you could have tried to settle this outside of criminal charges by asking for full payment to repair the damages, a thorough cleaning, and an apology. Not saying you are obliged to. But you could have. I think it would be in your own interest, as it reduces the potential fallout with your family and ultimately results in less crap you have to deal with. I hate family members like this. They think their kids, no matter if they're adults or not, can do nothing wrong, and if they do, they certainly don't deserve the consequences to those wrongdoings. My aunt has 5 boys who literally can do nothing wrong. Her oldest son was drinking and driving, crashed his car at the state line and managed to hitchhike back home. When the cops showed up, my aunt told them it was her driving. That was 10 years ago and he still doesn't have consequences his mom won't take in his stead. It's sad and extremely unhealthy. Not the asshole. She's 18 and should know better. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Not the asshole. If you do something stupid and crazy, be ready to face the consequences. If her parents are questioning you, ask them what they plan on rectifying it. If they said yes, they'll have a clear idea of what your child did wrong. You did the right thing by pressing charges. You should have discussed the matter early, if your cousin is close, which you said isn't the case. Not the asshole and take the admission of guilt to the cops as well. She wants to show off by destroying property, she can show off the consequences as well. A prank doesn't cause damage and cost a shitload to fix, this is vandalism. Not the asshole. She's old enough to learn that actions have consequences, even if it seems like her parents are doing their best to make sure she doesn't. Right after I pressed charges, my cousin was calling and texting me over and over saying that this could have been avoided had I let her take my car. This proves she's remorseless. She doesn't care that she did anything wrong. Yeah, no. They say real life is the best teacher, guess she's going to find out. Maybe her getting a job to pay for the damage will help her out somehow, and the felony can be a reminder of her actions in the future. 'Cause it sounds like she's going to keep acting like this, and only get worse with time. Also, watch out for her parents. She likely didn't turn out like that on her own. Not the asshole. Even bigger not the asshole. BC your cousin tried to gaslight you into thinking it was your fault. Because you wouldn't let her take the car? Press those charges. Not the asshole since her parents only seem to enable her. It's time someone shows her that there are consequences to actions. Not the asshole. Looks like her parents failed to teach her that everything has a reaction and this is her, life comes at you fast. Tell her, this could have been avoided if you didn't vandalize my car you future felon. Parent your kids so no one else has to. Woman shrugging medium skin tone. Not the asshole. The legal system doesn't work like that. You don't get to decide the charges, the district attorney does after the police investigation. She obviously didn't have the money to repair and neither did her parents, so I am assuming you had to use insurance which would likely require a police report. She is the one who decided to do that, so she is the one who needs to learn that actions have consequences. She is at least young and hopefully a first offense. Again, this is not on you and not really in your hands. A18 is not a fuckig kid. In Europe she would be considered full adult with all the rights, including the right to go to jail. B. She basically admitted that it wasn't a prank or a child's things, it was revenge and blackmail, so the next time she asks you for it you will give whatever she wants. Special mention to her parents who believe that she doing chores for you will magically give you the money to pay for the reparations. Or maybe they want you to pay her for them so she can use your money to pay. Now imagine that brat doing chores in your house after what she wrote you. Press charges and make her fully responsible. If her parents wants to avoid it, they could always offer you money to pay for it and a bonus for not pressing charges. I still would press, but I'm a petty guy. I'll tell her parents to pay for the repair if they want me to drop the charge. It's not just a prank. It's a criminal offense. And she obviously still didn't learn any lesson. This could have been avoided if she doesn't try to impress her friends with a car or if her parents buy one for her. Not your fault at all, not even close. Not the asshole. She's not a kid. She's 18. Legally that doesn't fly anymore, and it shouldn't. She knows right from wrong. And on top of that, it all could have been avoided. No. You have every right to say no. She's not entitled to anything and this wasn't or should not have been the inevitable result of you saying no. It also could have been avoided had she gotten a job and saved up to buy her own damn car. This could have been avoided if you'd let me take your car, the charges could have been avoided if you hadn't vandalized my car. See how that works? Not the asshole, op. Not the asshole. This wasn't a prank, it was retaliation. The fact that she isn't actually accepting responsibility. Sounds like her parents let her get away with a lot. And if her emotional distress means property damage, they should deal with it instead of dismissing it. Also, I'm not sure chores can make up the cost of fixing the paint in any reasonable timeframe. And why would you want someone who blamed you for their choices in your home? Right after I pressed charges, my cousin was calling and texting me over and over saying that this could have been avoided had I let her take my car. Seriously. Fuck her. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. She essentially said, you didn't let me have my way so I damaged thousands of dollars of someone else's property. It's your fault. She needs to be punished to hopefully learn how to act like an adult. Doubt it will help with her parents enabling her though. Be sure to save all those texts, especially the ones where she blames you. Not the asshole. She should have to pay for and learn from, hopefully, this. As to her just being a kid, she just legally became an adult. Time to wise up. And your post reminds me of a friend of mine, who I knew from kindergarten on. On her 18th birthday weekend she decided to be dumb and reckless too, driving around intoxicated with 2 friends and egging cars as they went. Driver of a truck they egged ran them off the road. 1 girl died on impact. 1 survived. My friend was in a coma for a few years, likely brain dead before she passed. Your cousin's parents should teach her to take responsibility now, and be glad her young and dumb stunt was only expensive. Not the asshole. She's 18, she's old enough to know that her actions have consequences. Having a car completely repainted is expensive if you want it done right. Doing chores isn't going to fix the car. Your cousin isn't even the slightest bit sorry for what she's done, she's just mad that you're making her face consequences. Edit. By the way, those texts from her and her family should be admissible in court. Check with your lawyer, the police. Not the asshole. I don't understand how a person can get such a sense of entitlement over someone else's property, with someone they're not even close to. So baby cousin gets to do her petty revenge, but don't want the responsibility that came with it, and after all that she's done, she still blames you for being the victim of her behavior, and telling you that you should have known better. As if she doesn't? Too bad. Then the first thing, baby cousin, did as soon as she legally turned into an adult is to have a vandalism felony. You're not the asshole, and don't drop the charges. Please do update us on this later. Not the asshole. She's 18, not a child. Would everyone telling you that she's been through so much be paying to get your car repaired? I doubt it. You told her no, that should have been the end of it, but she decided to be a brat and vandalize your property. Please update in the future with the results of the charges. I hope so much that she learns her lesson. Honestly, there's no reason why you should have let her take your car. Why couldn't she take her parents' car? I bet they had a really good reason why she couldn't, but because you're younger, you don't have any good reasons. Not the asshole. Did her parents forget her birthday? Because she just hit that magical age where, just a kid, isn't gonna fly with the law. I think that you have given her the most valuable birthday gift of all. Consequences. Not the asshole at all. OMG. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. She's a fucking adult and time to learn that means consequences. You need to tell the state's attorney she's been calling you. It's very, very likely also illegal. This could have been avoided had I let her take my car. Some nerve. Not the asshole. I would have said it's a little too much until I read the last sentence. Clearly your cousin is absolutely not regretting what she has done, is perfectly happy with the fact that she ruined your car and isn't realizing that she is the one who will get the most trouble for this. Show the text message to your uncle and aunt, and tell them that even if this started as a prank, your cousin seems perfectly happy with the consequences. Not the asshole. Not the asshole doing chores around the house for money. Where does the money come from? A full closed door respray here is like $2K. That's a lot of chores.